Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to my channel, Whisky Journey. First of all, I just want to say thank you to those that have subscribed. I honestly didn't expect to get any that many subscribers at all. So, guys, I really appreciate that. I thought I would do for my review today something a little bit interesting and something that has a little bit of a story to it. But first of all, we'll take a look at the bottle. So this is a bottle from Cadenhead. It was a small batch, and it was distilled at Balmenach Glenlivet distillery, and it's a 12-year-old, bottled at 55.4% ABV. If we take a look on the back, we'll see there. So this was distilled in 2005, bottled in 2017, and 2 bourbon hogsheads were used, and limitation was 576 bottles. Right, so you're probably thinking to yourself, you got this in 2017, so why have you still got juice left? So the story is a little bit interesting. So I bought this in 2017. I'm a big fan of Cadenhead, and in the past I don't think I've ever had a bad bottle from them. But when I first opened up this bottle and started nosing it and tasting it, if there was ever a dud of a bottle of whiskey, I think personally this was it. The only notes I got from the bottle were notes of cabbage and mashed vegetables. I mean, the cabbage was so strong, it just smelled like boiled cabbage and tasted like boiled cabbage. And I mean, it didn't matter if you added water to it, it was just an undrinkable mess, in my opinion. So what I ended up doing was decanting some of it, and then I just let it sit. And basically I've been whittling down this bottle for nearly 4 years, basically. And I'm just wanting that character to disappear, basically, and see what other notes I can get from this bottle. So yeah, it was a surprise, really. As I say, Cadenhead has always been great for me, but this one was just a mess, total mess. So what we're going to do today is we're just going to give it a nose and a taste, and see if anything has changed, and see if those cabbage notes, whether they have disappeared or the majority of it has disappeared. So let's get on to the nose then first, shall we? Right. So on the nose up front, I'm getting vanilla, white grapes. There's a white wine element to this, definitely. Getting some strawberries. There's custard there too. There's quite a bit of earthiness coming out of this one. Almost like sticking your face in a bucket full of soil. That earthiness is really strong, but it's very interesting. And gladly I can say I'm not really detecting any of the cabbage notes. Not yet, anyway. So overall, that's a nice nose. Let's give it a taste. That's a nice full mouthfeel. Ginger spice finish. Right, so palate. Initially, custard, creamy custard. It's quite creamy. There's some lime, lemons. There's some grassy notes there too. There's a bit of mint as well, which kind of leads into the finish, getting raisinated fruits. And as I said, there's that ginger spice kick at the end in the finish. A little bit of bitterness there. There's definitely a little bit of bitterness, but again, not getting any of the unpleasant cabbage notes or mashed vegetable notes. Let's take one more sip. Again, more vanillas. Those white grapes, white wine really coming out again. Grassiness, lemon, custard, ginger finish. So pretty much what I had on the first sip. And again, those unpleasant notes aren't there. So this is rather interesting for me. And it just goes to show that time in the bottle can really matter. I mean, this has been, I would say 4 years now. It's been sitting there. I think it could sit there for another year. Do I think that this is, bottled too young? Absolutely. I think this needs at least 18 years maturation. I would say probably 21 years. Just to refine it a bit more. As I say, it was undrinkable when I first got it. But it's amazing how the spirit has changed, that all the unpleasant notes have been toned down or completely taken away. And you're left with a nice summer dram. This is a summery dram, certainly not something you would have in the winter. As I said, I don't think I've had a sip of this since before Christmas. But, you know, if you're going to go out in the sun and sit outside and read a book or fiddle about on your iPad or whatever, I think this is a lovely, just a nice dram to have. The question is, are you willing to wait 4 years to get it to, to actually make it taste decent? In hindsight, I probably would never have bought this bottle if I'd known about the notes in the first instance. However, you know, I would have missed out on, you know, the spirit changing and everything changing in the bottle to it becoming a very drinkable, enjoyable dram. So, yeah, I'm actually quite impressed with this now. And, I mean, I think it was really cheap. I think it was 45, 50 pound tops. And, yeah, so should you get this bottle? Probably not, but if you are going to be patient, like myself, and you're willing to give it a try, and you're willing to wait for the notes to come out and the flavors to come out over time, then try and hunt down a bottle and see how the spirit changes for yourself. Anyway, guys, it would be good if you could post in the comments, maybe tell me about a bottle that you've had which was undrinkable to begin with, but ended up being rather pleasant. That would be interesting. So anyway, guys, I'm rambling on here, so I'm going to cut here. So I hope you enjoyed this review. I tried to make it a little more light-hearted and a little more interesting. I'm not too sure what I'll review next, but as usual, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you wish. And have a fantastic day. Take care, guys. Cheers.